What's going on, guys? This is Mikeinoid, and today we will be looking at the Game Boy Micro. A lot of people don't know about this version of the Game Boy Advance, which is understandable. Nintendo released this Game Boy in 2005, about a year later when the Nintendo DS was released. When we look back today, we know the DS ultimately replaced the Game Boy line completely, but back in 2005, Nintendo wanted the Game Boy Advance and DS to be in the market at the same time so sales wouldn't drop for the Game Boy. So, to keep the Game Boy line alive, they released the Game Boy Micro, which only sold about 2 million units worldwide. So here I have the system itself, and as you can see, this thing is small. This system definitely earned the name Micro. Just like the other Game Boy Advance systems, you have the D-pad, A and B buttons, L and R shoulder buttons, and start and select. The cool thing about the start and select buttons is that these light up when you turn on the system and indicate when the device is low on battery life. Underneath start and select, you have the power switch, game card slot, and headphone jack, which is really cool because the SP models didn't come with one. On the right side of the system, you have the volume buttons, which double up as the brightness settings when you hold down L. There is also a hole which allows you to put the system on a keychain, which would be perfect for this system. On the top, you have the charging port, which is exclusive to this system only. Any chargers that came from previous Game Boys or any DS systems will not work on the Game Boy Micro. And then finally, we have two holes which are used to swap out faceplates. The system came with a tool to push out the faceplate, but a toothpick will do the trick. A few other things to note about the Micro is that you got only one speaker on the front of the system. The screen is about 2 inches and is backlit. And of course, this system only plays Game Boy Advance games. Any Game Boy and Game Boy Color games will have to be played on previous Game Boy Advance consoles. So you might be wondering, why would anyone want the Game Boy Micro? And from my experience with playing it, I can honestly say that the main reason why this system is sought after is because of its screen and form factor. The screen makes Game Boy Advance games look better than any Game Boy or DS can. Not only is it backlit, but since it's so small, it makes pixels look sharper than they would be on something larger. Also, just look at this thing, it's amazing. It's sexy as hell and fits better in pockets than any other system could. In my opinion, the Game Boy Advance SP AGS 101 model is the best Game Boy of all time. With an upgraded screen, you can play just about every Game Boy game in existence and have them look the best they can ever look. But I believe that the Game Boy Micro is the best Game Boy Advance system. So why did the Game Boy Micro not sell as great as the other Game Boy systems? Well, like I said, Nintendo already released the DS in 2004, which can also play Game Boy Advance games. The Game Boy Micro was sold at about $100, which was pretty expensive for just a Game Boy Advance. The DS sold at $50 more, and the Game Boy Advance SP would start seeing price drops. This was definitely a weird console for Nintendo to put out. Like I said, they wanted both systems to sell without the DS overshadowing the Game Boy Advance line. Another important factor in the creation of the Game Boy Micro is that iPods were becoming extremely popular. So Nintendo released an accessory called Play Yan that would allow people to listen to music and watch videos on their Game Boy Micros. Looking at how much they go for on eBay, it looks like these are pretty rare and collectible items. At least you can still play Game Boy video cartridges of your favorite movies and TV shows. I mean, who needs Netflix when you can watch Shrek 2 on your Game Boy Micro? Yeah, these look terrible. The Game Boy Micro was a failure for Nintendo. Not only did Nintendo fail to enter the media business, but they also released a Game Boy system that didn't need to exist. However, they ended up making one of the best looking portable gaming consoles ever made. There is a reason why the Game Boy Micro is still high in price. Not only is this system collectible, but it is a system people want to play their games on. This system definitely has the wow factor that other Game Boys don't exactly have. I would only recommend this system to those who are extremely interested in owning one. If you want to play Game Boy Advance games, any Game Boy Advance SP or DS Lite will be sufficient. You can even use emulators to play Game Boy games like me. It's actually really assuring that I can play Bratz on multiple consoles. Well, that's going to be it for today's video. I want you guys to tell me what your favorite Game Boy Advance system is. Do you prefer the original, the SP, the Micro, or the DS? Let me know in the comments below. Thank you guys for watching, and of course, I will see you guys in the next one. Take care. Maybe I can get Bratz on my phone too.